Good evening. For those of you that are not my relatives, I'm Bill Murray. Welcome to the Second City Theater. Famous theater, as you all know, has given many great performers their start, but more importantly has killed thousands of barely talented people and has put them to death, and they're now doing the jobs they were built for and so forth. So how are you all doing tonight? And it's because they couldn't meet the rugged standards here at the Second City. The Second City is now 20 years old, and this is over 8,527 performances, as I was told last night. You can look it up. But, I used to work at this place, and they paid me poorly and miserably, but they let me drink free, and I've never forgiven them for that. But I was here for 400 or 500 of those shows, and I only remember maybe 60. But it's because of the way, the hard work here. It's they don't have writers here at the Second City, and it's probably a mistake. I've told Breen that many times, but all the scenes are worked out through improvisation. Actors come out with no idea at all and try to improvise the scene and make something of it. And what you're going to see tonight are scenes that are polished and perfected. I mean, you are going to be very excited, please, I'm sure. Because if you've been here on those nights, you would have seen some real ugliness and some real horror. I'm glad you're here tonight. But what we write about is basically the way we all live. And we all live here in Chicago, which in my opinion is the greatest city on Lake Michigan. How about those big 50-pound cohos out in the lake? But that's how it is. We live here in Chicago. We write about Chicago, so the scenes have a Chicago flavor. They have a Chicago feeling. And freeze!
It may have started in Chicago, but today the Second City is a worldwide name that has become the standard for great comedy. I'm Robert Klein, one of a countless number of performers who got their start at the Second City, a theater whose alumni list reads like a veritable who's who of comedy, with names like Arkin, Belushi, Radner, Murray, Myers, and more. You will be listening to recordings from the Second City stages in Chicago and Toronto, most of which have been collecting dust in a storage locker for decades. These recordings, spanning from 1959 to the present day, represent not only great comedy, but talent in its earliest and most exciting form. Almost all the performers on these recordings were at the beginning of their careers. They could have no idea that they would one day become household names. The setting is Chicago's North Side in 1959. A smoke-filled cabaret has just opened its doors to critics and the public. About 120 people sit at small tables as cocktail waitresses quietly scurry to serve drinks as the lights in the theater descend and the beautiful Barbara Harris sings.
Everybody's in the know but me. Knows who Eisenhower has to tea. Knows what's wrong with education, specialization, automation. Our careers to what they would have done had they been tempted by 21. Me, I'm not so sure of myself. No, I don't have it all clear. But if you don't like your drink, the next one will taste better. The lights will be brighter, the songs will be louder.
With its quick wit and modern references to the issues and events of the day, the Second City immediately established itself as a unique entity in both theater and comedy. 6 or 7 actors create songs and scenes through improvisation. The comedy itself wasn't your usual mother-in-law jokes either. Serious issues were the norm for the Second City. Within 1 year of opening, Time magazine hailed the Second City as a temple of satire. Now, not all of the material at Second City was dealing with the rights and wrongs of the world. Some of it was just funny, as you'll hear with a scene created in 1960 that deals with the question of what might happen if that bastion of academia, the University of Chicago, began a football program. Football Comes to the University of Chicago features Alan Arkin, Severn Darden, Andrew Duncan, and Eugene Troobnick.
Raise the flag for old Chicago, show them how we stand. La-da-dee-da-da-da-dum-bum. Oh, hello there.
Dr. Harden?
Coach Harden's my
it's a
name.
pleasure to see you,
Football
sir.
202
Yes,
here.
that's why I'm here.
Well, what's your name?
Pim, sir.
Pim.
Alejandro Pim.
Well, let's make an end out of you, Pim.
Football 202?
That's right.
Oh,
there.
Dr. Harden?
Coach Harden's my name.
How do you do, sir? My name is Throckmorton.
Throckmorton.
Morton Throckmorton, sir. I'm in theology.
Theology?
Yes, sir.
Well, about 195 there, huh, Throckmorton? You weigh about 195?
Oh, I thought you meant my IQ.
Make you quarterback, I can say that, yes. Oh, hello there, yes,
Morgenstern.
indeed. Morgenstern. No, you might try down the hall, though.
Oh, no, I am Morgan.
Oh, you're Morgenstern.
Yeah, how do you do?
Well, getting bigger and bigger here.
Dr. Hoole sent me.
Who's who?
Who's whom?
Who?
Oh, you might as well say who's Hume.
All right, fine. All right, well, that's right. Just get acquainted with it, gentlemen. Why don't you draw some chairs here? We'll just relax, sit back, and maybe we'll get a few more, and we'll learn how to play football, the all-American game.
Sir, if I may interrupt you before you've even begun.
Right in there, Throckmorton.
Ever since I signed up for the course, sir, I've been wondering whether football, as so many other games seem to have, began as a sacred or religious rite.
Well, it started at Rutgers, actually, 19th century. Then went on to Yale and Princeton.
Couldn't very well be religious in America in the 19th century now, could it?
Well, what's that?
Not with all those Baptists around, sir.
You seem to forget, my good friend, that there were a great many Kierkegaardian existentialists.
No. We have a left guard and a right guard, no Kierkegaard here, gentlemen. All right? Now, I've got a diagram here I've drawn a field. It's roughly 30 by 100 yards long, as you can see. I beg your pardon?
Roughly?
Oh, well, those chalk lines stray a little. You know how that is.
Out on the field they stray.
No, they better be there.
It's exactly 100 yards long.
Oh, yes.
I can accept that, yeah.
Good. Okay, fine. Here we go. All right, now I've got some yard lines drawn there, gentlemen. I've drawn 20 of them. They're 5 yards apart.
Oh, excuse me, sir. Do those horizontal lines have some relationship to the treble and bass clef?
No, that's not a staff. That's a football field. Of course, you play out of doors. Oh, right now. All right, gentlemen, I've drawn some circles here. That means that you have the ball.
I beg your pardon, sir. Those are not circles, they're ellipsoids with leaded cast.
Sir,
All right, ellipsoids.
Dr. Harden, if am I correct in assuming that those ellipsoids represent a group acting in concert for the common good?
Yes, that's right there, Throckmorton. You're going down that field for the old touchdown. Of course, you're going to ask me, how do we do that?
How do we do that?
I'm going to tell you if you let me. All right, now the ellipsoids are playing the crosses up here.
Ah, crossing!
No crosses. Sit down. Sit down, Throckmorton. We'll make them X's. How about that? All right.
What do the X's represent?
Oh, the X's, those are the defense. That's your opponent.
And each X is the same power.
No, all right. We'll put little curlicues on the tackles. That'll set them apart there, all right?
Oh, look what you've written there, sir.
What have I written?
That's Bachianus Brasileiros #5 by Villalobos.
No. Sit down, Pam. No. It's not Bachianus Enteranus or anything. It's a naked reverse. All right. Throckmorton, tell him what a naked reverse is.
Why, I assume this would be turning around when one is nude.
No, it's a play. Let's look at it in practice, gentlemen. There's what you're going to be playing with there. It is the old football.
Oh,
No, it's not actually round, is it?
No, it's so you can pass and kick it.
It's a demi-polytetrahedron, right?
No, that's a Spalding. They put that out. You see right there. What's the matter with you?
It plays a tune.
No, it doesn't play a tune. It just needs a little air, that's all. All right, gentlemen. That used to be made out of pigskin. It's now made out of calfskin.
Ah, Throckmorton here can tell us why.
All right, Throckmorton, why?
Why, the Muslims wouldn't be able to touch it, let alone play with it.
And of course the Jews wouldn't be able to eat it.
No! Don't worry about that. You don't have to worry about that because we're not playing any of those schools. Oh, we've got a tight schedule. All right, Throckmorton, you're my boy. You're going to be what we call the center here. You're going to be over the ball, all right?
Over the ball, yes,
Now, on each side of here, you got a guard. A left guard and a right guard. Left tackle, left end, and right end. You got that?
Yes, sir, company.
Right, company. A lot of company on that line. All right. Now, you're going to be the quarterback here, Pam. We're going to use a little shift here. When you come over here like this, white like that, and up, and you get the ball, and give it off to Morgenstern, all right? All right, let's see that shift. Here we go. Shift! Well, we'll work on that, all right? All right, and you're going to be playing the end here. Sort of a modified end. All right, now remember, Throckmorton, when you snap that ball...
Sir, I have a sciatic condition.
Oh, I'm sorry. You snap that ball across that line, there's 7 angry monsters. They're coming across, they're going to smear you.
Well, surely we can discuss it. I'd be happy to give them the ball.
You can't give them the ball. It's your ball. You got it for 4 downs. Discuss it.
Yes, sir.
Can't discuss it. All right, here we go. All right, you ready now? Now, when you get the ball, you give it off to Morgenstern, and you go around your own end. All right, here we go. Ready?
Sir,
I know geometrically it's possible, but anatomically.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. Every Saturday afternoon they go around their own ends. All right, here we go. All right, let's go. Right up in here. Hands like this. Right on the ball.
I'm afraid I can't maintain this position too much longer. The blood is rushing.
All right, you're not gonna have to. All right, Pam, right on the ball. You got your hands like this. Come up in here. Hike! Off the Morgenstern. Here we go. Ready? Singles. 1, 2, 3. Hike! No, on hike you get the ball. All right, here we go. Ready? Singles. 1, 2, 3. Hike! Drive in a pin. Drive. No, keep your head down. Drive. All right, here we go. Ready? Singles. 1, 2, 3. Hike! No, you can't go around that way. They'll smear you. No, you gotta come right up under here. Hands like this. A lot of snap. You're the captain here. Right? Hike! Right off the Morgenstern. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Drive in a pin. Drive. Head down. Drive. Look at that ball. Pam, look in there. Look. Oh, for God's sake, what's the matter with you?
I can't do it.
Why not?
I hardly know him.
This is ridiculous. I'm going back to Michigan State. I'm back to
Very much like the game to go.
As early as 1961, Second City's cast members attracted the attention of talent scouts from New York and Los Angeles. Alan Arkin and Barbara Harris would soon be headed to Broadway, where Mike Nichols and Elaine May had already become stars. Second City was faced with catching lightning in a bottle twice, seeking talent as rich and versatile as those who were leaving for fame and fortune. See if you recognize the future big name in comedy in this short Second City piece.
No, I'm telling you no. We are not spending another evening with Marianne and Herbert.
Why not?
They are loud, they are vulgar, they are ill-bred.
They are not vulgar. Just because she took off her clothes with a living room full of people, what is that? It's nothing.
Ted, they are horrible.
You should be so uninhibited.
All I know an evening with them is living Kafka, and you know it. Have you ever once said to them, I read a book that they read, I saw a movie.
You know what
that
you
they
are?
saw.
You're pretentious. The big intellectual, aren't you? Why don't you go downtown? You can stand on the corner of State and Randolph. It's the Christmas season. There are a lot of people, you know. Yell out, hey, I read a book once and I saw a foreign movie too. Hoo-hoo. Big deal.
Why don't you give me the car fare?
Very funny.
Listen, Ted, I'm telling you, we are not spending another evening with them. If you haven't seen Gunslinging, you have nothing to talk
come
to
on.
them
When
about.
was the last time we spent an evening with them?
Last night.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how I made up my mind. They are ruining my life. They are loud. They are vulgar. They are
Say that once
ill-bred.
more, hit you right in the mouth. Right in the mouth!
Apparently,
And
it
the kisser.
penetrate. They are loud.
But honey,
Vulgar.
there are children.
Of course, that's the unmistakable voice of Joan Rivers, joined by the wonderful Bill Alton in a piece called Our Children, which is still part of the Second City repertoire today. In Second City lingo, this sort of short scene with a quick one-joke premise is called a blackout. Blackouts are a little bit like a stand-up joke, and Joan, like quite a few of us, enjoyed a successful career in stand-up following her time at the Second City. Another pair of performers would develop their skills at the Second City and find themselves with their own television show just a few years later. Jack Burns and Avery Schreiber created many memorable characters, but none were more famous than the duo from their classic cab stand scene from 1964.
Stop me on the fourth floor. Oh, yeah. Well, that's quite a city you got out there. You're in New York, huh? That's it. Because you're New York. You're in New York there, yeah. It's not my New York. New York. Quite a city there. You're man among cities here. That's right. Yeah. Your broken heart for every light bulb in the old white way there, huh? Your pulsating, throbbing, quivering thing. Your stainless steel fingertips stretching toward the northeast skyline. Were you a poet? I used to write for the Newman Club newsletter. Newman Club, that for their prep organization? I got your number there, buddy. Don't fool around, huh? Yeah, that's quite a city, New York. New York, wonderful town. The batteries are banned, the Bronx is down. New York, New York. Yeah, I'm not a professional singer. I'm just in town here. I was just back at that place where you picked me up. Where you got in, right? Yeah. about me your age? 34? Oh, no, you got a young neck. He's quite a kid, my kid. He's a real good-looking kid. They're all over him. They're all over that kid.
Yeah?
Yeah, the old straight shooter. They're all over him. I tell you, he's a real good kid. He's smart, too, that kid. Smart kid. He's going to college up near Boston. The Jesuits have got him up there.
What are they doing to him?
He's learning basketball.
Oh, that's something you can use.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if he'll ever do him much good. He's only 5'2", but he hustles, you know what I mean? He's running out of court there.
Well, he's 5'2", he's got it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's quite a kid, that kid. Quite a kid. Doing real well, yeah. His name is Pius. He's a good swimmer. Yeah, quite a kid. They're all over him. Well,
Listen, if you don't want to go right to the hotel, I can make a stop first, you know, before I take you back.
I can wait till I get back to the hotel.
I don't think we're talking about the same thing. Maybe I'm wrong. I know what you're talking about.
No, that's not for me, my friend. That's not for me. I'll pass on that. I got a few principles I live by. I never paid for it in my life. Once, about a year ago. But that was in Worcester. That's the only way you get to meet anybody there, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, don't get insulted by it, you know. It's my job.
So, what do you drive a cab, huh?
Once in a while, you're lucky. You caught me when I was driving. Otherwise, there'd be nobody there when you walked out of the club.
Well, we're here, huh?
Yeah, Edison.
I really want to go straight back to the hotel. I mean, it's not too much to do tonight. Davey lost his tie. I don't know what we're going to do tonight. I read the Gideon 3 times last night. Hey, good night. Here's a little bar right by the hotel. How's that come in? I'll buy you a beer. Huh? We'll go in there, we'll shoot the breeze, we'll talk about the Giants, the Mets, the Yanks, anything you want. What do you say, huh?
Yeah.
Come on, what do you say we go in there?
Yeah, I gotta work.
Come on.
I'm on the street.
Well, what's that? Let the meter run, I'll pay for that. Come on.
Nah, I make more on tips, mister, than I quit drinking beer.
I just thought we were having so much fun, you wouldn't. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing funny about me. I mean, if that's what's bothering you.
No, you don't look like that.
All right. I mean, I ain't even seen a ballet, so... I see those guys, I punch them out, you know what I mean? Got a whole bunch of them guys at that convention in Worcester.
A whole lot of them there, huh?
Oh, geez, they're all over me. I never seen them.
By the time Jack and Avery were making their leap to television, Second City was becoming the place to find up-and-coming talent. That's when yours truly joined the troupe. Here's my pal Fred Willard and myself in a blackout called Mary Smith.
Now to begin our festivities, Mary Smith will sing the Star-Spangled Banner.
Mary Smith is a whore.
Nevertheless, Mary Smith will sing the Star-Spangled Banner.
The brilliant and hilarious Fred Willard is one of the great straight men in comedy, and we had a blast working together. I'm not sure where they dug up the following piece we wrote together in 1966, but it's called Believe It or Not. As usual, Fred gets to set me up with all the funny lines. It's a great relationship.
Farmer Draggs! Yes, sir. Where are you, sir?
Out here, sir.
Hi, Farmer Draggs. Scott Allsworthy's my name from Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Well, goddamn, I believe it.
Go on, You've been writing to us about 10 years, haven't you?
17 years.
17 years? I just joined Ripley's, and I'm on my first trip out to the West Coast. They said stop by and say hello to Farmer Draggs and see what he's got to show.
Yes, sir.
Well, if you show it to me, and I'll believe it or not.
That's it right there.
What is it, a pocket watch?
Yes, sir. Me and my wife growed a turnip. One of them come up a pocket watch out the ground.
Well, then this is actually a turnip.
Yes, sir.
See, it's shock resistant.
Yes, sir. You can hit a turnip boom break on it.
Never seen a turnip like this, Farmer Draggs. Let me say this. If it were up to me, I'd put it in the column tomorrow. I'm afraid we're going to have trouble with the people, though. You know, they don't believe most of what we print, and we're kind of like straddling a fence.
I believe it. I believe everything in that crappy magazine. I believe that man in Walla Walla got the Gettysburg Address tattooed on his navel. I believe all them phenomena.
Mr. Briggs, let me say this.
Did you call me Mr.
Craig? Yes.
Farmer's my proper name.
Oh, Farmer, I'm going to say this. I don't disbelieve you. That says it was up to me. Let's hunt around, see what else we can come up with.
Yeah, never goddamn day you grow a turnip, turn it into a pocket.
Well, it's not every day I turn down a
I'd like to kick this pitchfork and put it right through you. I've done it before.
I've come in good faith,
Get the devil in me yet. Goddamn. 17 years we've been waiting for that. You come along and we got something else right here. That there's a beauty in it.
What is it?
That there's a guitar.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Me and my wife growed a gourd. One of them come up the guitar. Wait a minute.
Aren't you ashamed of you?
I ain't ashamed enough of.
Now, I came here in good faith, but you're straining my credulity.
I didn't touch you, sir.
No.
I want to get the devil in me.
Now, look.
Good Eve.
Now, let's drop the rural cliche.
What are you talking about? I didn't say shucks once. We are here. Farmer, we ain't no cliches.
Farmer,
I never said shucks one goddamn time in my life. I'm hip.
I came here in good faith. I got up a train at 6 o'clock this morning.
Well, isn't that too goddamn bad? Some little lily white fairy has her hair.
I'm trying to talk to you as a man to farmer here. Now, let's...
Don't you be laughing at me. I'll take this goddamn... Wait a minute. I'll go where my minute. I ain't got no minutes to wait on you.
All right, now, what is your wife? Is your wife...
Don't you say nothing about her or me. I'm a God-fearing man.
I know. You signed your letter, fearing God as always.
We growed one more thing, man. I'll just gotta get in there.
All right.
We growed carrot turned into a flashlight.
Oh, wait a minute.
My God, I got the devil in me. Don't you be laughing at me.
Oh, come on now. I'm
so easily amused.
No, I'm not. I'm losing my patience.
Well, we got one more thing. I'll bring my wife out here. Now, she's a plain, simple woman. Don't...
All right.
Come out here, darling.
Thought he never has, Cubby.
But even in 1966, we could sense that the comedy we were creating was undergoing a major change. The blackout Lenny Bruce, featuring Del Close and Avery Schreiber, was shocking at the time. It was one of the first times we ever swore in a Second City show.
Ladies and gentlemen, we of the Second City were deeply shocked when we heard that the Chicago Symphony Orchestra had dropped from 19... What?
No, Lenny Bruce got busted for swearing on stage.
No shit.
In 1967, Second City moved a few blocks south to its current home at 1616 North Wells Street. Within a few years, the counterculture was in full swing, and the block was filled with record shops, music clubs, and a lot of long hair. The material was changing on stage as well, as you can hear in the Narcs, featuring Brian Doyle-Murray.
Picked it up this afternoon.
What do you got, man?
Latest Doris Day album.
Oh, my secret love, baby.
First cut.
Once I had a secret love.
Who is it? Who is it?
It's the Narcs.
It's the Narcs.
The Narcs?
Do something with her. What are you doing?
I'm not freaking out, David. Don't put my hands on my mother.
I don't care.
Neighbors, I'm Bill Narc. This is my wife.
The actors that had taken over the Second City stage in the late 60s and early 70s called themselves the Next Generation. The work they created spoke directly to the young people who filled the streets of Old Town every night. Tensions were high during this time, and one topic that was on every young man's mind was the draft. This next scene captures that anxiety perfectly. It's called Brest, Litovsk, and features a couple of guys who became pretty well known later on. Joe Flaherty of SCTV fame, and a kid named John Belushi.
Miss Nicholson?
Yes, Professor.
Have the students been trashing my office again?
Right on, Professor.
Oh, boy. Little farts. Nicholson?
Yes, Professor.
I'll be in my office for the rest of the afternoon, all right?
Oh, far out.
Dr. Todd?
Yes?
My name is Craig Baker. I'm in your History 2 class. I seem to have missed your final exam.
Craig Baker?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you did. In fact, you attended the first 2 classes and then missed the rest of the term.
Well, I'm here to explain that, sir. You see, I was working part-time after school in the steel mills. And some molten steel splashed on my leg. And while I was in the hospital, I got acute intestinal flu. And rheumatic fever just popped up right after that. And my mother went to Aykroyd.
I'm sorry to hear about your mother. Craig, but you could have found out the assignments, don't you think, and sent them in?
My typewriter was stolen, sir.
What is it you want exactly?
Well, you see, I really need this credit. And I know all the material for the course. So I was wondering if I could take an oral exam. I was wondering if I could...
Well, see, I don't usually...
I know all the material, sir, and all I want is a chance. Just a chance, sir.
All right.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I don't usually give oral examinations, Craig, but
thank you very much.
I'll make an exception there, seeing that your excuse is unusual. All right. Craig, I want you to explain and amplify the ramifications of the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk.
It's multiple choice. The social, the economic, and the political conditions which existed prior to the war. Differed greatly from the social, the economic, and political conditions which existed after the war. Now, France had nothing to do with this particular treaty. Just kind of draw some parallels to it.
Why don't you do that later?
I do that later, right. Russia.
Look, I'll tell you what, Craig. Why don't you start with the provisional government, all right? Take it from the provisional government up until the treaty and its ramifications. So just cover that much.
Now, let me rephrase that. We must all realize that the provincial government... that the provisional government was indeed provisional.
All right, Craig, look, it's obvious to me you know nothing about this treaty. I think you're just wasting my time, and I'm wasting yours by this entire venture.
I don't have anything better to do, sir, really.
Well, I'm afraid I do, so I can't possibly give you a passing grade on this thing.
Dr. Tuck.
Yes?
I think there's something very important, sir, I should tell you before you write out my grade.
What's that?
Well, if I don't pass this course, I'll be dropped from school. And I'll be drafted into the armed forces. And I'll be forced to fight in a war that I feel is unjust and immoral. And die.
Well, that's not really my responsibility, is it, Craig? I mean, you have a certain
No, it's not your responsibility, sir. You're a tool.
Look, Craig, let's be realistic about this. I don't think you're going to be drafted and sent anywhere.
My lottery number's 2.
No, I'm just sorry, but I can't give you a passing grade because you asked for it, Craig. I mean...
All right, sir, I understand.
What's the matter?
All right, sir. Oh, my God!
What, do you have a touch of leprosy now?
The transplant, sir. My body seems to be rejecting it.
Look, just don't reject it on my floor, all right, look, I'm going to give you a passing grade on this thing. I don't
Thank
know
you very
why.
much, sir.
But this is conditional, all right?
Yes, sir, anything.
First of all, I want you to drop history as your major.
Yes, sir, I will. I promise you.
See that?
I will, sir. I promise.
Secondly, submit a paper on the Treaty of Brest, Litovsk, all right?
I will, sir. I promise. I will. As soon as I find my typewriter, I'll send it right in.
All right, give it to me personally, all
I
right?
will, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, take that to the administration office, give it to the gentleman.
I will.
And that.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right.
Really. My mother thanks you.
Fine.
Thank you, sir. The administration office. Bob.
No, you can't miss it, really. It's the first building north of the library.
Does the library have a big clock?
No, it doesn't have a clock. Do you know where the coffee shop is?
Yeah.
Oh. Right across the street from the coffee
Thank you
shop.
very much.
You wouldn't know where it is.
Another hot-button topic at the Second City, one that has been on the minds of every generation, is sex. Here is one-time Ghostbuster and world-renowned film director Harold Ramis with David Rasche of TV's Sledgehammer in a scene from 1973. It's called VD.
Dr. Kinsey, to the lounge, please. Dr. Kinsey. Dr. Faust, to the morgue, please.
Has the doctor been out yet?
No, I'm looking for him. I don't see him.
How long have you been waiting?
Not too long.
You look kind of nervous. Nervous?
No, I don't feel real good.
Come on, sit down.
Huh?
Have a seat. Take it easy. What are you in here for?
To see the doctor.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know. What's the matter with you? Do you want to...
I have kind of a urinary problem.
What you, kind of a kidney thing? Urethra?
It's more in the nature of,
BD?
Along those lines.
A lot of that stuff going around, boy, I'll tell you. It's crazy. Nothing to worry about, though. Huh?
You mean nothing to worry about?
It's nothing to worry about.
What are you talking about? Did you see the Al Capone story? Did you?
Yes.
Well, that's how he died.
Well, he died because he didn't have it treated. Look, I'm telling you right now, with modern American medical science, all you have to have is a shot.
A shot?
You go in, you tell them what's the matter, they give you a shot, penicillin, I don't know, something like that.
That's it?
And it's like having a cold. It's nothing.
So humiliating, though.
It's no reason to be humiliating because it's 1973. It's no longer frowned upon. It's a normal thing. I mean, it's okay.
Nice.
Believe me, that's
nice.
Are we first?
Can I see the doctor?
No. I am the nurse, Sister Mary Innocent. Now young man, I will take your preliminary history and then you may see the doctor over here. Have we been to St. Francis before?
No, we haven't.
All right, what's our problem?
I beg your pardon. Venereal disease. Put that cigarette out. What is your name?
John Doe. That's D-O-U-G-H.
All right, Mr. Doe. Now the name of your partner.
Sister, is that necessary?
Yes, it is.
Anyway, I was told I would be given a shot or some pills, and that would take care of everything.
You're sure you were told that?
I was.
Just a shot, some pills.
I was told that.
Just told that, definitely. Who told you that? Who did it? Who told? All right. Did anyone here do it? Now listen to me. Are you listening to me? This happens to be a very serious disease. Did you see the Al Capone story? You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Mr. Doe? Let's go on, shall we? What symptoms do you have?
I have a discharge from...
I know from where. Mr. Doe, where did you get it?
I was walking barefoot in the locker room for
Now, Mr. Doe, you and I know that there is one way, and only one way to contract venereal disease, don't we? Don't we? It is the one-way sexual intercourse, Mr. Doe?
Yes.
I believe I am correct, Mr. Doe. Am I correct?
Yes.
You sure? Am I correct?
Yes, sister.
Well, say it.
Sexual intercourse.
Again.
Sexual intercourse.
Now.
Sexual intercourse.
This pass gets you to the laboratory for a
Yes,
smear.
yes.
Now, I treat the ill night and day, Mr. Doe, but what you had is filthy, and there is no excuse for filth. Then get out of here, Mr. Doe! Waste not a minute, and show your diseased face here no more! Now you, are you next?
I'm with him.
It was about this time that the Second City took its act to the Great White North, opening a branch in Toronto, and finding a few funny folks along the way, including John Candy, Dan Aykroyd, and Jayne Eastwood, who are featured in the 1974 scene, I Quit.
All right, are you two ready to get started?
Well, I'm ready. Joan, are you ready? Yeah. Good. Let's get started then, shall we? All right. Sorry about what happened backstage there, John. Fine. Have you heard from Bilbo the Dane?
Bilbo the Dane is line.
Bilbo the Dane is dead and forgotten.
Dead and forgotten, right.
Please try to get the lines, John. All right? All right. Have you heard from Bilbo the Dane?
Bilbo the Dane is dead and forgotten.
And his ships.
Line.
His ships are under the sea.
Are under the sea.
John, we've been rehearsing for 3 weeks. You only have 4 lines in the entire production. Please try to get them, all right? Have you heard from Bilbo the Dane?
Bilbo the Dane is under the sea. Line.
Bilbo the Dane is dead and forgotten.
Right.
John, I fail to see how you can enter the portals of Yorkville's Repertory Theatre, walk onto these boards here and not know your line.
You want to know why? It's you. I can't stand working with you. You are so unprofessional, you make me sick. I can't stand you. I can't stand that stupid outfit, this stupid play. Line.
Quit.
Remember, the Second City creates all of its material through improvisation and the suggestions that come from the audience themselves. Naturally, a lot of our Toronto-based material deals with the Canadian identity, or the lack thereof. This powerhouse cast of 1974 features future SCTV stars Catherine O'Hara, Eugene Levy, and John Candy, along with Rosemary, Radcliffe, and Dan Aykroyd in The Canadian Play.
Identity, identity, identity. Now, how many times have we heard that tiresome phrase?
3 times.
Nevertheless, the problem of the Canadian identity has been a concern of many Canadian filmmakers, authors, and playwrights for some time now. And the problem of the Canadian identity has also come to the concern of the Second City. Now, we at the Second City were fortunate to find behind a filing cabinet in an underground Toronto theater a manuscript of a play which we believe will be the great Canadian play. We believe this play will win the highly acclaimed Canadian Chalmers Award of 1974. And tonight we are very proud to present our own Canadian play to you, entitled, You're Gonna Be All Right, You Creep. Leaving home and all, eh?
Now, come on, Polly! Quiet in this house! Quiet!
Well, I want some blinking out at this table. Today's a very special day. Johnny's home from hockey camp. Colleen, stop slopping your soup. You go banging Johnny on the bean like that for, you retard. Lennon, stop reading at the table. How many times do I have to tell you to stop reading at this table?
For God's sake, Father, I'm a poet. I mean, it's not just a spur-of-the-moment thing, it's a 24-hour-a-day job.
You and your damn poetry. You make me want to puke.
Don't you pick on me. Leonard's my pride and joy.
I know well it's your pride and joy. It's your mollycoddling him that's made him the way he is.
No.
You turned him into a damn pansy.
Will you lay off?
Now, Leonard's the only one of us with a sense of okay. He's written a poem about John's homecoming. Haven't you, Leonard?
Yes, I have.
Read your poem for me.
Okay. It's called Johnny's Home. Skate, 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 Johnny. Skate down the rink. The hot steel thrashing against the frozen water. Swish, there goes Johnny. He shoots, he scores. 1, 2, 3, a hat trick for Johnny McVie. And now he's home with his family.
Well, that was a piece of shit to have.
I wish today had been a little happier. I've been cooking and cleaning and getting ready for John's homecoming, and still it seems as if we're always fighting. Of course, Agnes is terribly hard on all of us when he gets to drinking. Still, I know he loves me. 8 times a day sometimes. He's nearly 50 and he's frisky as a piglet. Still, I wish his standards for the children weren't quite so high. You know, he's never quite approved of Leonard, and he's always been a little disappointed in Colleen. He says she's not right in the head, but I say she's just a little socially withdrawn.
All right, it was a terrible poem of yours. What?
Colleen's learned something today.
Oh, well, the lump has learned something.
Colleen, you tell your daddy what you learned today.
To take out the garbage.
Tell him where you put it.
In Daddy's room.
What are you go doing a thing like that for? You make me want to puke. Johnny. Yeah? Will you pass the vegetable? Sure. Good joke. A big and great joke. Right, a humorist, Johnny. Look at her. Look at her sitting there like some damn Brussels sprout. Colleen, you're no my daughter. Leonard's my daughter. What's a fact? There's only one man in this family besides me, and that's Johnny. You're going to be a hockey-playing fool, are you, John? Yeah. Go over and be another Lionel Conacher, eh? I know. I've worked my fingers to the bone to send you to hockey camp. Yeah. Driving that damn linen truck all day long. Up Bloor, down Bloor, up Bloor, down Bloor, over to Bathurst, down Bathurst to Queen, Queen to the Queen King Junction. Back along Queen to Parliament, up Parliament to Bloor, Bloor over to Jarvis, down Jarvis to King. Making a U-turn at King, back up Jarvis to Mount Pleasant to St. Clair to Alban, Alban to Heath. Down Heath to Young to the Gardner Expressway, all the way out the Gardner Expressway.
Why don't you shut up?
It's my route, Johnny.
Sit down, will you? I got something I gotta tell you.
Something like that. What's on your mind?
I got kicked off the hockey team. What? I didn't go to any practices, so they kicked me off.
How the hell did that happen?
I hate hockey! I've always hated hockey, but you couldn't see that. Well, I'm not listening to you anymore, and I'm not going back to that hockey camp.
You son of a bitch. You know, if Mother Single went into one for your hockey camp and you didn't even go.
Shut up, all right?
Well, come on, you got nothing to say.
Stay out of here.
Come on, big hockey
Shut up.
player. Come on, Johnny.
Look, Lenny,
Come on,
stay
Dad.
out.
God sake, you don't need this. Don't hit this violent.
Sorry, God, I didn't think it you.
What the hell do you mean hit your brother like that? Turn around, you big lug.
You really can't hit my brother like that. Now, don't do it again, Father. Oh,
God.
Sorry, Collie.
Oh, I'm sorry, Beatrice. Things weren't always this way in the family. We used to have good times, but that was before Pop got his job driving the linen truck. You know, he's the one that made Lenny into what he is. And he
Okay, we finished our bickering. Let's sit down and finish our meal now.
You want to shut up? And he put Colleen in
Don't
that
tell me
show.
to shut up. Finish your hot dogs and tea.
Look, I'm trying to get out of soliloquy. Do you mind?
You'll get your soliloquy out when I tell you.
It's my turn right now.
If you don't sit down and finish this meal, you can get the hell out.
All right, I'll get the hell out, and I'll take everyone with me. Come on, let's go.
I'll go.
We're going to be all right, you creep. Leaving home and all. Hey, come on, let's go.
Beatrice, wait. You cannot leave me. You wanna. You couldn't. You shouldn't. You wanna. Couldn't. Shouldn't. Do you know, remember the hills of Aberdeen? Rolling in the heather. Come back to me, lassie.
Do you love me, Angus?
No. Colleen! Oh, my little Colleen, you've come back to me.
You make me want to puke!
While Toronto was producing some first-rate talent, the Chicago troupe had a few more stars in the making as well. Bill Murray was with the cast in 1975, and here he is joined by George Wendt and future Saturday Night Live star Tim Kazurinsky, along with Danny Breen and Bruce Jarko in Issues and Alibis.
Good evening, and welcome to Issues and Alibis. I'm your host, Chuck Kamana-la-la-la-la. And we're awfully glad and excited to have two important political guests with us tonight. And we're going to open up to an open round-table discussion, so please prepare any questions you might have for two important political leaders who are with us tonight. Our first guest is a longtime friend of the United States, the President of the Soviet Union, a knucklehead and a maniac. Could you please welcome Leonid Brezhnev? Thank you very much. And with him is interpreter Petrov Sombich. Nice to meet you. All right. Our next guest is an important man. He's a kook, he's a wild man, he's one in a billion. Please welcome the former Premier of China, Mr. Deng Xiaoping. Can you bring him out, please? Can we get Deng out here? Come on, get Deng out here. Get him out of the bar. And with him is interpreter Mr. Larry Wang. Sit down, will you, boy? Okay. Well, our first question, I'm going to start off with President Brezhnev. President, the Soviet Union and the Republic of China have had a long history of conflict over communist ideology. Now, have you ever considered the possibility of going to war with the Republic of China?
Столчнец поститин порте блини постен.
Каждый только будет. Я скоротишь там подкидывай, низкий завжди постником.
The problem with going to war with China is in hour later you want to go to war again.
I got that. Mr. Dog. In accordance with President Carter's wishes, I understand that the Chinese will not be sending a delegation to the Moscow Olympics. Is this true? Would you comment on this?
Robert, we plan on sending 500 million members of our rifle team.
Question for President Brezhnev. Now, the Soviet Union, of course, was founded on a basis of equality of all citizens, a dictatorship of the proletariat. How, then, can you justify your continuing oppression of Soviet Jews?
Tradition!
I think we can go out to our studio audience now for any questions that you might have for these gentlemen. And I remind you, if you've got a question, please shout out because we can't see you. And if you're a plant with a fake question, of course, please speak very distinctly. Just kidding.
Why did you pick Coke over Pepsi? Why Russia?
Yes, President Brezhnev, why did the Soviet Union choose Coke over Pepsi?
Parce que l'autre soir, de deuxième des Coke et du deuxième de Pepsi. Et de I am a pepper, he is a Pepsi. Et there's the quick.
Any questions at all for either the President or the Premier? Right here.
With the new U.S. People's Republic of China relationship, what do you think the effect of the American women will have upon the way the People's Republic of China feel about their women? What Western effects will affect the men's effects?
What effect will the women's liberation movement in the West, especially the United States, have on the women's movement in the Orient Republic of China?
Well, as you know, in China, everything is equal. Women, dogs, cats. All on the equal thing.
I think
the first kid imitated and the first is tasking.
Mr. Brezhnev has said, the trouble with Chinese women is that an hour later, you're horny again.
Second City is famous for its brother acts. The Murrays, the Aykroyds, the Farleys, and, of course, the Belushis. This scene about two brothers talking life and death in a New York bar has special meaning. It's called White Horse Tavern, and it stars Will Aldous and James Belushi.
This is it. This is it. White Horse Tavern Bar, New York City.
It's really dirty, man.
What do you mean dirty?
Well, it's filthy. Look at it.
It's not dirty, man. It's New York.
Yeah?
Yeah, everything in New York's like this. What? Good to see you, man.
Oh, good to see you, too.
Yeah,
man.
I miss you.
I missed you, too.
Yeah, I miss you.
Yeah. You look good, though, you know?
Look all right. You check here all the way from Columbus?
Yeah, got right from Hare Krishna.
Yeah?
Yeah, the sucker made me pay.
Yeah, I'll do that, man. Watch it. You want a drink?
Yeah, give me a rolling rock.
A rolling rock. This is New York. You have a New York drink. Give me 2 shots of white grain alcohol, please. Here. It's your first time in New York?
Yeah.
Welcome. That's good stuff. Ow! Are you all right, man? Hey, come on, man. I know people in this bar. You're going to embarrass me. Are you okay, man? Huh?
Can I have another one?
Sure, you can have another one.
That's good stuff, man.
Sure, it's good stuff. Give me 2. Stop. Come on, man. I know people here, all right?
I'm sorry.
2 more, here. Go ahead, take it. You all right? Yeah. Get your kitty cocktail, man. Hey. You sure? There you go. Ah, good shit.
Wow.
You all right?
I'm cool. I'm fine, yeah.
Come on, man. I get you cherry Coke, anything you want. You sure? Hey, look, man. Proud of you.
For what?
Proud of you for finishing school, man.
Oh, it ain't nothing.
Hey, come on, man.
That ain't nothing. It's easy.
Sure it is, man. Takes a lot of perseverance to make it through 4 years of school.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
I know.
Degree don't mean shit, but I'm glad you got it, man.
What are you talking about, man? It's important to get a degree.
It's not.
Hey, I did it, man. I know it's important.
It's not important.
I did it. I know it's important.
Hey! I'm older than you. Am I older than you? Huh?
Yeah?
It's not important. Here's your degree.
English lit.
Don't mean shit. No. Two more here. Hey, look. Man, come on, you're embarrassing.
I'm cool, man. I'm fine.
Hey, look, I'm older than you, all right?
Yeah?
Hey, listen to me.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what's important, all right? Living right, dying right's important. See this bar here, Mr. Lit?
Sorta.
See it? You know who Dylan Thomas is?
Yeah, I know.
Huh?
Yeah, sure.
Is that stool on the end right there?
Yeah?
Dylan Thomas died right there, man.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
He came here in 1953, right? Do a tour?
Yeah?
And he was an alcoholic. You knew that,
He's
right?
a poet.
Well, he's a
He
poet.
gotta
He got
be,
to be an
yeah,
alcoholic.
sure,
Sure, right. So anyway, he's sick, right?
Yeah.
So he came here, right? He's sick, and he went to the doctor.
Yeah.
The doctor told him, Dylan, you drink anymore, you're gonna die, right? So he came right here, man. Sat right there, piled 27 shots of light green alcohol like this, like a Christmas tree, right?
Yeah.
He sat there, boom, 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 right? His head hit the bar, went into a coma, went over to the hospital across the street, died, man. Sheet over the head, dead, gone dead. Right fucking there, man.
That's so romantic.
Sure is. Sure.
Dylan Thomas.
Dylan Thomas.
Living right.
Dying right.
Dying right.
Boom, man, his head hit the bar, right?
Into a coma. Over the hospital. Sheet over the head. Dead, gone dead. Right fucking there.
Right fucking there. Give me 2 more shots right here.
And you, dear father, on that sad height, do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage, against the dying of the light.
Shit, man.
It's Dylan Thomas, man.
Man, I read that in high school, man. You want to hear Dylan Thomas? I know Dylan Thomas. You want to hear Dylan? Sit down. Here. The only seas I saw were the seesaw seas. With you riding on it. Lie down, lie easy, let me shipwreck in your thighs. Shipwreck in your Hey, you don't know how long it takes to shipwreck?
No, man.
5 hours!
5 hours!
5
fucking hours!
Right there, man!
His head at the bar! Went in a coma! Over the hospital! Sheet over the head! Dead, gone dead!
Give me 2 more shots right here!
Ernest Hemingway!
Ernest Hemingway, you know how to go, man! You know how to go, man!
Shotgun in the mouth!
Pull the trigger!
Crazy in the wall! Sheet over the head! Dead, gone dead!
Boy, that guy knew how to go, man.
Virginia Woolf!
Virginia Woolf, man!
Walk in the ocean!
Water in the lungs!
Glove, glove, glove! Sheet over the head! Dead, gone dead! Lady had balls!
Hey, she had balls, man! She had
man.
balls, man!
Come
That's
on.
how to go, man. She had balls, man. Like Sylvia Plath, man. Sylvia Plath. Head in the oven.
Turn on the gas.
Like a chocolate chip cookie, she wanted to Trust modern appliances. An electric girl, what else she in there?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, man! Jesus Christ! Easter, walk around a little bit. Up in heaven, sheet over head, dead, gone dead. I wrote a book about that, Mr. Lent.
Come on, man. You're embarrassing me, huh? Dude. You're all right. Come on.
I'll just drop this.
That's close enough. Come on, man. Surface. Come on.
All right. Periscope up. Here we go. A little foggy here.
You know something, man?
Huh?
I'm gonna die.
Hey, I'm older than you. You're gonna die.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah, I'm gonna die too, man.
Probably.
Yeah, we're all gonna die. Shit. I'll probably die in bed, you know?
Shipwrecks.
Yeah. It won't take me 5 hours, man.
No way, man.
Give me 27 shots right fucking here.
So, we're about to close the book on the first 2 decades of the Second City and on our first CD. By this time, the Second City had become a household name, thanks to shows like Saturday Night Live and movies like Animal House. In fact, with its talent base still so rich, there was a thought that maybe the Second City could strike it big in television. Certainly, as you will hear with Martin Short in his rabbi scene from the Toronto stage, there was every reason to believe that this Second City thing was here for the long run.
Judaism is a fascinating area of discussion. What is equally intriguing is the following question. Why is it you have to be Jewish to be funny? When I think of the comedians that seem to titillate the funny bone, I am reminded of Alan King, Jack Carter, and Henny Youngerman, to name a few. And it is interesting to note that the aforementioned comedians are all indeed Jew boys. Even I have been known to keep a party ringing with mirth well past the witching hour, with a constant stream of barbs and one-liners. I am reminded of the last Hadassah meeting I attended, at which I complained of having a weak back. When asked when I had obtained it, my immediate reply, oh, about a week back. Oh, about a week back. Why are Jews so funny? I believe that there are two major reasons that we will list 1 and B. A. Comedians are generous people, and the generosity of Jews forever lightening and brightening the messengers of woe. I am that walked up to the Jew, asked him to have $5 on payday. At which the bum replied, I don't know. You're the one who's working. I don't know. You're the one who's working. And B, comedians are courageous people. And Judaism has always stressed survival and true courage. I am reminded of the blind prostitute. You really had to hand it to her. To shed some light on this fascinating area of Jewish thought and invite you to join me next week when we will be tracing the Hebrew heritage of noted Toronto merchant Sid Silver in a 90-minute special entitled Suits. Until then, remember, in the words of David Ben-Gurion, do without rather than by retail.
With the 70s coming to a close, the Second City decided to create its own television show. It's called SCTV, and it takes place in the fictitious town of Mellonville. You may recognize a few of the cast members.
The SCTV network is on the air, starring John Candy, Joe Flaherty, Eugene Levy, Dave Thomas, Andrea Martin, Rick Moranis, Catherine O'Hara, Martin Short.
Count Floyd here, reminding you to stay tuned to Monster Chiller Horror Theater this Saturday night, when we'll be presenting a 3D classic, Dr. Tong's 3D House of Stewardesses. It's going to be a scary film. Now let's take a look at some thrilling 3D scenes from that movie.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm Lily. I'm a stewardess with International Airlines.
Oh.
These are my fellow stewardesses on International Flight 507. This is Tina, Zhuzha, and Ava. Do you think we could stay over for the night?
Yes. Yes, of course. Bruno, take their coats. Come on, hurry up, Bruno. Now, Bruno, take their blouses and skirts. Rip and tear, Bruno, rip and tear.
Oh, boy, those babes. They don't make movies like that anymore. You know, those 1950 babes with the good-looking... Anyway, it's Dr. Tom's 3D House of Stewardesses this week on Monster Chiller Horror Theater.
SCTV. Ratings aside, we're number one.
Hailed by some as the greatest folk group in America, the voices of protest that guided us through the turbulent 60s now make a triumphant return in an inspiring 2-record LP. Yes, the Ramblers are back.
Bottle of wine sitting on my doorstep. Think I'll have a slug or two.
Yes, the Ramblers are back, carrying the torch of protest into the 80s. It's the Ramblers' greatest hits, including Cliff the Magic Squirrel.
Cliff was a magic squirrel.
Yes, the Ramblers' greatest hits, record $25.95, tape or cassette $29.95.
Hi, I'm your Schmengi. And I'm Stan Schmengi, and here at Schmengi Travel, we want to save you money. That's right, Stan. It's that time of year again in Latonia, the annual Ratsa Spring Festival. And if you book through Schmengi Travel, you'll be met at the airport by the Lutonian Chamber of Commerce, where a limousine provided by Milchuk and Sons will be waiting to whisk you directly to the Volchik Hilton, where you'll be given a one-gun salute in your honor. Where do you get such a deal? At Travel Schmengi.
Coming this Christmas holiday on the SCTV After School Special. It's The Fellow Who Couldn't Wait for Christmas.
This has got to be the most exciting evening of the whole year, Christmas Eve, I must say. I can't believe it. I couldn't be more excited. Everyone will be phoning. I love when people phone on Christmas Day. Hey, Ed, it's for you. Okay, 1 second. Okay, that's it. I got to go downstairs and see if anything's happened yet. Get to bed! They're right. I should be in bed, but I'm just too excited.
The Fellow Who Couldn't Wait for Christmas. A Christmas Eve special next Thursday at 4:30 on SCTV.
Okay, good day. Welcome to the Great White North. Go. Go again. Beautiful. Okay, good day. Welcome to the Great White North. I'm Bob McKenzie. This is my brother Doug.
How's it going, eh?
And whoa, did you hear about well, you can tell.
Okay, you hear about the guy who was opened a beer, eh, and went to drink and then did the stupid thing of looking in the bottle and whoa, there's a mouse in his bottle, eh?
Real mouse. Well, I guess it was dead, right? Drowned from beer and drunk too.
It had a smile on its face, eh?
It died from drunk driving in the bottle. But you know what the guy got? Tell him.
A whole case of beer.
Right.
So our topic today is how to stuff a mouse into a beer bottle without breaking its bones.
Right.
So that they'll look at it and give you a case and not think you hose them by deliberately stuffing one in, eh? It's like shipbuilding in a bottle, okay?
Right. And the thing to remember is, let's say you get a 6-pack, right?
Yeah.
6 mice, right?
6 mice.
Okay, you get a case for each beer bottle with a mouse.
All you know is get baby mice and put them in there, feed them for like a month, and then Bob's your uncle.
100 and...
Good day, eh? We don't have time for you to do your math.
144.
He flunked out of grade 6.
Hello, folks. Edith Brickley here. Good night and God bless.
SCTV, programming for the free world.
While SCTV was on its way to becoming a television classic, the Second City theaters in Toronto and Chicago were thriving. These two cities have a lot in common, not the least of which is some tough winters. Chicago's famous winter weather is the inspiration for school closings, a scene from 1979 with Tim Kazurinsky and Bruce Jarko.
Bus crashed outside Mexico City today, killing all 23,000 on board.
Now in the local scene, the worst April snowstorm in recent memory has caused a virtual flurry of school and other institutional closings in the area. Stay tuned now as Chip and I run down this most important list.
This list is all over the place. Why don't we start with our area small fries, Dale?
All right, Chip. Well, we have closings in the toddler department at the Ponce de Leon Perpetual Preschool. And also this just in, the Ushy Cushy Teddy Bear Nursery School will remain open. However, the Rugged Sons of the Pioneers will be closed.
Classes are canceled at the day-old Wonderbread Resale High School and also at the Rosalind E. Purvis School for girls with enormous tits.
Chip, we also have reported closings now from the Zigzbubnumgrix Pickle School for the dyslexic, and another one from the Ooh Ooh Mamalooka Boo Boo School for onomatopoetic children.
Well, the Katanganese Rebel School will be closed, and as of yet, no word from the Tibetan School of the Dead.
Turning now to our miscellaneous file, the Sherlock Holmes Elementary School will be closed to all students, except little Timmy Kelly, who must bring in a composition on Mexico, our sunny neighbor to the south. And also, we have a closing now from the Dombrowski Dental School for students of Polish extraction. And Chip, a very definite closing now at the Pavlov Institute.
Yes, I was quite dogmatic about that.
Well, let's not forget those parochial schools.
Let's not. Reports of closings at the following area Catholic schools: Our Lady of the Rancid Heart, the St. Politis Academy, the St. Teresa Brewer Annex, and also there's a late closing at Our Lady of the Burning Bush.
Oh dear, this is awful. This is awful. We have a report here that 147 students at the Claustrophobia Special Education School are trapped inside the gymnasium. Any word on the Jews?
Yes. The Torah Zionist Kamikaze Preschool will be closed. As will the Anshi Emmett Kelly Rabbinical Clown School. This note just in, the Shalom Alka-Seltzer School for Hasidic Jews will remain open. The Shadash Beth Israel Menorah Knisham Pumpernickel Mezuzah Seedless Day School will be closed.
Well, Chip, I believe we have another definite closing now from the Prague School.
Check. One final note, students at the Montessori School have been asked to make up their own minds.
All right, we know that airline travel is a constant source of humor, and even though every comedian in the world has had their fun at the expense of our friends from the friendly skies, we can get our shot too, right? This piece was recorded during Second City's 25th anniversary in 1984 and features Mindy Bell and George Wendt. It's called Airline Check-In.
I'd like a ticket for Boston, please.
Why, certainly, sir. Would that be first class or coach?
First class, please.
Window seat or aisle?
I'll take an aisle.
All right. Smoking or non-smoking?
Non-smoking.
As you may have read in our brochure, sir, we have segregated children into one section of the plane. Would you like to be seated in this section with or without children?
Without, please.
All right. Democrat or Republican?
I'm a Democrat, but I really don't...
Pragmatist, humanist, or idealist?
Pragmatist.
Will you be watching the movie, sir, or sleeping?
What is the movie?
Airport 83.
Sleeping.
All right. When you sleep, do you snore?
My wife says I do.
We'll put you in the snoring section then.
Thank you.
Economically speaking, are you a follower of Friedman, Marx, or Galbraith?
Friedman, he won the Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
Friedman.
All right,
Friedman.
good. Are you a tit man or an ass man?
Both so darn good. Brest. I'll have to go for
Good
it.
choice. All right, let me see if I have everything. You're a pragmatic, democratic, non-smoking, snoring child hater who likes Friedman and tits.
That's me.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. That seat's taken.
The world of sports has also been fertile ground for the Second City, especially in a town with such a sad baseball legacy as Chicago. In this 1986 scene, Vendor, Jim Fay portrays a Wrigley Field beer vendor whose sales pitch may need a bit of fine-tuning.
Consequences of tomorrow and live only for today. Get your beer, hey beer. Who wants to disappoint a family member and upset a child? Get your beer, hey beer. Who wants to get behind the wheel of a 4,000-pound automobile, jeopardizing their life and the lives of hundreds of innocent bystanders? Get your beer, hey beer. Hey, who wants to forget that the Cubs are 37 games out?
Part of the talented cast of 1986 included Bonnie Hunt. Bonnie would go on to star in her own television series, star in a series of blockbuster movies, and even direct her own hit movie. Here she teams up with longtime collaborator Steve Assad, who is stuck on hold.
Bill, we can't get you those parts from Omaha until next Thursday.
Come on, Rick, you promised it to me. You know I need them.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me go check on the shelf desk. I'll be right back, okay?
Rick, don't put me on hold. Stop the pain!
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize anyone was on the line.
This is Norma Lutz on your hold entertainment.
Listen, Norma, I need to talk to Rick. Could you put him back on for me?
I'm unable to do so. How about a magic trick?
Well, sure, Norma.
Pick a card, any card. Do you have one?
Sure do.
What is it?
Norma, aren't you supposed to tell me what it is?
Sir, what's your card?
10 of clubs.
No.
Norma, what do you mean?
Up the magic trick. How about a joke?
Sure, Norma.
It's a knock-knock joke. Are you familiar with the format?
Yeah, I love knock-knock jokes, as a matter of fact, Norma.
Knock-knock.
Who's that?
Iroquois.
Iroquois who?
Yeah, Bill, we can get it to you. Sorry,
Back in Canada, a young performer named Mike Myers was making a name for himself. Taking on the familiar territory of Canadian-American relations, the scene 1812 from 1987 features Mark Wilson as the American and Mike Myers playing a Canadian border guard with a bit too much national pride.
Pull over, please. Hi. Roll down your window.
Cadillacs, huh? Look, Skip, I haven't got a lot of time, all right? 1, I'm an American citizen. 2, I'm on business here in Canada for about 2 days. 3, I got zip to declare, so let's hustle this warrant, Pee-wee.
We're closed.
What?
We're closed.
Canada's closed?
We're redecorating. Yeah, come back in a few days and I'll recognize the place.
Oh, I see. Well, maybe I can help with the redecoration, all right? Me and my friend here, huh? Have you met my friend? Mr. Andrew Jackson, right there. You met him?
I don't want your money. Isn't that typical, huh? I've just decided to not let any more Americans in.
And why's that?
The War of 1812.
What?
Well, I'm sorry you came up and you burnt York, you killed Sir Isaac General Brock at the Battle of Queenston Heights. I still hold a grudge.
I wasn't even born.
Well, it's more than that. It's the Super Bowl. You guys call yourselves the world champions. You never played the Argos.
What's an Argo?
Well, that's my point exactly. That's it. You guys used to set us up atlases, right? Each state had its own color. Canada was just pink. We are closed.
Whoa, easy, Pee-wee.
Don't call me Pee-wee.
Oh, okay. Get a smaller hat, man.
I came late.
agree with you, all right, Butch? It's no problem. We've been sucking this border dry for too long. We're gonna have to shut down this border, I think. It doesn't have to be too bad about Florida in the winter.
Florida?
Yeah, no more Florida. Of course, I heard Windsor's nice, though. I heard they got a drive-in now and everything.
Go through. Come on.
Many actors have taken the characters they created at Second City to shows like Saturday Night Live. Here is the first appearance of Matt Foley, a motivational speaker created by Chris Farley. The 1990 scene also features Tim Meadows, Bob Odenkirk, Jill Talley, and Holly Wortell.
I think it's a great idea.
Great idea. All right, Mom, Dad. Byron, your mother and I, Kate and I, are so glad you agreed to join us for this family communication session.
The big C, we're going to have a whole family communication sort of thing right here, right now.
All right, well, let's get it started, all right? All righty. Say, how are those American Express cards working, huh?
Great.
Great.
All right. Well, Amy, Byron, your father, Jason, and I are a little bit concerned. Alva, the cleaning lady, was in the family room and she found a bag of pot.
She didn't smoke it, did she?
No, she didn't smoke it. No, it's not mine because you know I quit over a year ago.
And we're not here to say don't smoke pot. I mean, we don't want to cut you kids off from experiencing life in any form. I mean, we're not going to come out here and say, hey, we're the parents, stop doing illegal drugs.
No, that's not what we're about.
No.
We're just concerned that they can lead to other things.
That's right. And when your mother and I were doing drugs heavily, the drugs were just a lot safer.
Sure, we bought them from our friend Siri, so we knew what was in our drugs.
You knew what was in the acid. You knew what was in the hash oil.
Today, your drugs are so much more violent and dangerous.
Crack, ice.
So, I was on the phone just the other day with Jason's lover, Kathy.
Kathy, she's great, isn't she? Yeah, she is great.
Yeah. So I was talking to Kathy, and she came up with an idea that I think can set you on the right track. A motivational speaker.
Yeah, one of these guys who speaks to big groups at high schools and churches.
You mean to come here to the house?
Yeah. Set me back a few bucks.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I'm good. Hey, come on, you guys, hold on. I'll bump you up to gold cards. Right. Okay, his name is Matt Foley, and he's been down in the basement drinking coffee for about the last 4 hours. So he should be all ready to go. And I'll just call him up. Hey, Matt, we're ready for you. His speech is called Go For It. Make him feel like there's a crowd. Matt, come on out, buddy. Come on. Come on, Matt.
All right, as your father told you, my name is Matt Foley, and I am a motivational speaker. Now, let's get better acquainted by letting me give you a little bit of a scenario of what my life is all about. First off, I am 35 years old, I am divorced, and I live in a van down by the river. Now, you kids are probably going to go out there and think, hey, I'm going to get the world by the tail, wrap it around, pull it down, and put it in my pocket. Well, I'm here to tell you that you're probably going to find out as you go out there that you are not going to amount to jack squat. Young man, what are you going to do with your life?
Well, Matt, I'd like to become a writer.
Well, Lottie friggin' Dodd, yeah? What's up to writer here?
Well, actually, Matt, Kate and I have encouraged Byron in his writing.
Dad, I wish you could just shut your big... I wonder, from what I've heard, Byron, you use your paper not for writing, but for rolling doobies. And you can do a lot of doobie rolling when you're living in a van down by the river. Young lady, what do you want to do with your life?
I'd like to live in a van down by the river.
Well, you'll have plenty of time to live in a van down by the river when you're living in a van down by the river. ourselves, hey, man? How can we get on the right track? Well, there's only one real solution to me. And that is to move my gear in, and I'm gonna bunk with you, buddy. I'm moving in, and we're gonna be buddies. We're gonna be pals. We're gonna wrestle. Old man's gonna be your shadow.
No, Matt, you don't have to do that. Look, we'll never smoke pot again.
I don't give a rat's behind. Because I'm moving in. I'm sick and tired of living in a van down by the river. I'm gonna get with you, Bob.
Lock the doors. Hurry.
By 1992, Second City's cast in Chicago featured the multi-talented Amy Sedaris and Paul Dinello, who would later star in Comedy Central's Exit 57 and Strangers with Candy. Here are Paul and Amy performing a ballad of love lost to the Lord himself in Jesus.
Daddy? Daddy, where's Mom?
Mama left. She's been watching that 700 Club all the time. She just ran off, said she was going to find Jesus. Just left, and I wrote this song about it. Hail Mary, full of grace, your boy kicked me in the face. He made my wife run away for a big promise on Judgment Day. My wife called me a sinner. I guess I'll be fixing my own dinner. Now I'm left with pain and loathing, caused by a wolf in Messiah's clothing. My wife took me for a guy named Jesus. Now I see a cross and I fall to pieces. It hurts to say his dad's name when someone sneezes. My wife told me for a guy named Jesus. Big shot raising people from the dead, or sleight of hand with a loaf of bread. You're a second-rate magician with everlasting life, whose latest trick is my disappearing wife. I'm as good as that guy named Jesus. I can cure a cripple with a prosthesis. And I can walk on water when it freezes. I'm as good as that guy named Jesus. Better watch his back.
1995's Pinata Full of Bees produced a lot of great material. This selection, called Gump, features future Saturday Night Live head writer Adam McKay and the amazing Scott Adsit. When a corporate vice president takes a psychological examination, the hapless fellow from Human Resources has to deal with the rather unusual results.
My father raised me to be an intelligent man. He was a businessman who taught me the business of business. He put me in Cub Scouts, Webelos, Boy Scouts. He got me into high school. And a wink and a smile later, I was in one of the most prestigious institutions of higher learning in the country. My fraternity brothers are now all leaders of men and business, as am I. I'm a vice president in one of the largest consulting firms in North America. I wear tasteful ties and shiny hard shoes. I make more money than you ever will. I like myself. I'm doing okay.
Yes, come in.
Hello.
Mr. Grissom, how are you?
Jerry, have a seat. Come on in. What can I do you for?
Well, I called you into my office, actually.
Okay.
Well, it's not often we get the higher-ups coming over to the third floor now, is it?
Well, I like to come down and see what the lowers are doing.
Yeah. Mr. Grissom, I don't know if you remember a couple weeks ago we had you take a standard psych test for the insurance companies.
I remember.
This had an IQ portion to it, some judgment questions.
I'm tracking with you.
Well, some of the results we got back were a little surprising.
Great.
So I'd like to run them by and get some feedback.
Good, Jerry. Super duper.
Mr. Grissom, according to these test results, you're legally retarded. Hard to say that in a polite way, but...
Okay, good. What else you got for me?
Pretty much the top of the mountain, Mr. Grissom. According to these results, you have a 51 IQ, which is about 2 points higher than a raccoon's.
Well, Jerry, you know I'm a vice president upstairs, yeah?
Yes.
Don't you think maybe your results are a little skewed?
Oh, no, Mr. Grissom, they're very clear. Bold red letters at the base of the test, legally retarded.
All right, now when you say legally retarded, Jerry, does that mean I'm going to be arrested? Or...
It means that legally, Mr. Grissom, you should always have a guardian nearby. And technically, you shouldn't be allowed to operate a phone.
Well, I wouldn't mind that, let me tell you.
Yeah. Question number 1 on your test, Mr. Grissom, read, complete this sequence of numbers. 2, 4, 6, blank.
Good.
For your answer, you drew a picture of a snowman. You wrote, happy, happy foot time. That would be an incorrect answer.
Are you sure about that, Jerry? Have you checked the answer key?
I don't need to check the answer key, Mr. Grissom. This is a simple
Well, I've checked
question.
a lot of answer keys in my time,
This
Jerry.
is a
You might want to check
positive
this.
numbers.
Jerry, I'm
This
a
is
vice
simple.
president. These are $40 socks. Let's check the key, huh?
Mr. Grissom, the key is right here. The answer is 8. It's not foot time.
Well, not quite, no. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Jerry.
Mr. Grissom, according to these test results, you have no sense of object permanence. This is a basic thing we establish when we're 6 months to a year old that allows us to understand that when your parents leave, they're not gone forever, or when an object goes behind an object, it still exists. Well, I can show you right now.
Jerry? Jerry! Well, where the hell were you? What are you talking to myself, Jerry? I'm a busy man.
Mr. Grissom, you're 44 years old, and we basically just played peekaboo.
Well, I didn't enjoy it. And that reflects on you, Jerry.
How does that reflect on me?
It's not gonna look good in a report.
It's going to be in a report that you didn't enjoy my peekaboo? Mr. Grissom, do you understand these test results? These are serious, serious results.
I understand, guy. You got to learn to settle down a little bit. Learn to relax. Hit the links. That's what I do, Jerry. I tell you, get out there with your one iron, crush your view up to the front fringe. I tell you, golf, Jerry. Golf.
Fella, you're retarded.
All right, okay. I think I see the problem here, Jerry. You're using the word wrong. When you say retarded, don't you in fact mean go-getter?
Mr. Grissom, go-getter is not a synonym for retarded. You see someone who's working hard trying to get ahead in life, you don't go, hey, look at him, he's retarded.
Well, Jerry, my friend, I think that depends on how you define synonym.
Mr. Grissom, you have the mentality of a raccoon.
Good.
I'm concerned that you can even feed and clean yourself.
Oh, that reminds me. I've got to get upstairs and have lunch out of the roundy Tupperware. So why don't we wrap it up?
I don't know what that is. What is a
roundy Tupperware, Jerry, with lunch inside. You got to get in. You got to pry this. You got to. Oh boy. It's tricky stuff, Tupperware. I'll tell you. I'd like to see a raccoon pry the lid off a container and get food out of it. Jerry. Let's not forget who's in charge, all right? Let's not forget who's VP. I mean, I've seen Les Mis. And, you know, I don't want to threaten anyone. Threatening people is not my bag, Jerry, but I could crush you. Crush you like a cloud.
Okay, Mr. Grissom, fine. You don't see the importance as to what I've told you here. That's okay with me. Yeah, you can have your big smug smile on your face. I don't care. I'm going to take these test results up to Mr. Winfield. I'm going to show them to him, and I'll let him take the appropriate
Jerry,
action.
why don't we get together on this? Let's bang this thing out, fix this thing, make it right. You and me, come on. Hit the back nine, you and me.
We're not gonna bang anything out. These are test results. They are what they are. I'm gonna show them to Mr. Winfield, and I can tell you right now, he's not gonna be happy.
Come on in, have a seat. I'm sorry I had to call you in here on such short notice. This is the worst part of my job. As you know, we're reorganizing the company, downsizing a bit, and your job is being phased out. I'm afraid we're gonna have to let you go. But thanks for coming in. Things happen for a reason. Good luck. Did you just fire me?
I need this job. I have a family. I need the insurance.
Well, Jerry, why don't we get together on this? Let's bang this thing out. Make this right. You and me. Come on. We're a couple of go-getters.
Okay, Mr. Grissom, let's bang this out.
Attaboy, Jerry. Good team player.
Thanks. A new test for Mr. Grissom. Brand new test. Question number 1. You have 10 pencils. You take...
No, I don't.
That is correct.
The playwright David Mamet was actually a waiter at the Second City when I was in the company. You would have thought that this classic Mamet parody would have come out of the Chicago location, but it was created by a trio of Toronto actors, Bob Morton, Jack Mosshammer, and Melody Johnson in 1996. David Mamet's plays are known for their rough language, naturalistic dialogue, and male bonding. This scene, Glass Mamet, contains quite a bit of profanity, so it might not be suitable for your younger or more sensitive, whatever.
Oh, these are the Glengarry Glen Ross auditions.
I understand that. I'm here to audition for the role of Ricky Roma.
Well, that part is traditionally played by a man.
Oh, yes, but what with all of the non-traditional casting going on in the theater these days, I thought you might be interested in seeing me.
You don't have to tell me about non-traditional casting, all right? I did the all-black showboat, you know. Let me see your resume.
My name is Carol Pritchard.
Well, Carol, I see you played Laura in The Glass Menagerie at the Centennial Theater, is that right?
Yes, I did.
Oh, and you played Laura in The Glass Menagerie with the Markham Little Theater?
Oh, yes, we toured all over Markham.
Oh, and you played Laura with The Glass Menagerie with the Sunshine Players, is that right?
Yes, I did.
Well, you seem to have that part down. I tell you what, Carol, I've got a few minutes, so why don't you just show me what you've got?
Oh, great. Thank you very much.
That's all right.
Okay. You stupid fuck. I'm talking to you, shithead. You just cost me $6,000. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it, asshole? Where did you learn your trade, you stupid fucking...
All right. I'm sorry. It's just not working for me, I'm sorry.
Actually, I think that I'm bringing a lot of vulnerability and fragility to the role that, quite frankly, Mr. Al Pacino missed.
Yes, well that may be true, but it's just not appropriate, all right? Here, let me show you how it's done traditionally, okay? You stupid fuck! I'm talking to you, shithead! You just cost me $6,000! What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it, asshole? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. That's just how it's done traditionally. I didn't mean anything by that.
That's all right. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for having wasted your time. I'm obviously not right for the role.
No. It wasn't a waste of time. It was very interesting. You showed me a vulnerability and fragility that's not there, actually. So it was quite interesting.
Well, I know that it was interesting. You stupid fuck.
Were you acting there? Is that what you were doing?
Yes, sir.
I have an idea.
Yeah, you know, Chris, I've actually played Jim in The Glass Menagerie before,
yes.
and, well, I got the script last night that this is not Glass Menagerie.
Yes, it is, Phil, but it's a different interpretation.
Yeah.
Yes. We had David Mamet do some rewrites. Yes, we're very excited. In this version, the gentleman caller is a real estate salesman, and he has a kind of visceral aggression that I want to see come across in your performance, okay?
Okay, sure.
I've already talked to Carol, so why don't you just take it from the top of the page? Yes.
Oh, yeah, sure, I remember you now. From high school, right? Laura. So, what the fuck have you been up to?
Yes. See, that's how Mamet writes. Obscenity is part of your world. It's how your characters communicate, so it's appropriate, Phil. Don't be thrown by it.
Okay.
Up to?
Yeah, what is it you do?
For a living?
Well, I mean, yes, exactly, for a living. What?
Well, how do you mean?
People do...
Do what? Do what?
Do things. People do things.
All right. Wait a second. Mamet writes the way people speak. Not in complete sentences, but in sentence fragments. One word at a time. Unrelated words, unrelated clauses at a time, like that.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I'm sorry, yeah.
Yes, it's naturalistic dialogue.
Of course.
So just go with the flow.
Okay. Do things. People do things.
Don't move your head around like that. You look like an idiot, all right? Stay focused and go with the flow.
Well, I have my glass collection.
You collect...
Yeah, glass.
Glass.
Exactly.
A collection of glass?
A glass collection.
Little bottles and shit? That's stupid.
They're ornaments mostly. Mother calls them a glass menagerie.
Menagerie.
That's French. Do you know?
I know what it means.
Sorry, I was only trying
Sure, menagerie. I've been around the block. Menagerie, block.
Is there a director in the play? Well, then don't look at me. I'm not here, all right? Go on.
This piece is my favorite one. Do you know what it is?
Yeah, it's a horse with a dick on its head.
Isn't it, Phil? Isn't it a horse with a dick on his head?
The unicorn had a horn.
No. But metaphorically speaking, that's what it was. And Tennessee Williams never had the guts to say it. And we're saying it here now. It's my favorite line in the play, Phil. Go on.
You see, when you hold it up to the light, how the light shines through the dick.
Dick on his head.
Why, land of Goshen, Laura. It even makes a rainbow on the fucking wall.
Man alive, Jim, in some weird way, it gives me confidence.
That right there is your problem, Laura. You got no balls. Yeah, balls, coyotes.
Phil, point to the balls she doesn't have.
Balls, coyotes.
Point to them, don't speak to them for Christ's sake.
You got no self-confidence. You gotta be selling yourself. Always be selling yourself. Otherwise, your only friend is a stupid hunk of glass. You don't need it, Laura.
Oh, and it hits it out of your hand, and it arcs through the air, and it smashes on the floor. And there it is, Laura, your shattered sexuality all over the floor. How does that make you feel?
Fucking mad.
Fucking mad. So you search amongst the shards of shattered glass, and you look for the dick, look for the dick. There it is. There, pick it up, and you shove it in his face, and you express how you feel.
You stupid fuck! I'm talking to you, shithead! You just cost me $12.50. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it?
Two future Saturday Night Live members wrote this sketch called Wicked in 1997. Tina Fey, who plays the mom, is Saturday Night Live's first female head writer. Rachel Dratch, playing the angst-ridden teenager, is a cast member on the famed television show.
Where'd you run off to? I've been looking all over the mall for you.
Matt, I could not stand there in that music
kind of record store does not carry Pat Benatar?
Ma, nobody listens to Pat Benatar, all right?
Bite your tongue. Pat Benatar is a very good singer. She has opera training.
Yeah, you tell me that like every
You
day.
like her. Hit me with your best
Ma!
shot. Hit me with your best shot. Hell is for children.
Yeah, I'm a little
What size jeans are you looking for, doll?
10.
10. God bless you.
Ma, this is why I hate shopping with you, okay? I'd rather be with my friends right now.
Now, you don't want to shop with me. You'd rather shop with that little freaking pack of vampires you run around with.
Ma, those are my friends, all right?
They're the living goddamn dead.
Ma, I don't have all night to argue with you, okay? I gotta be at Sully's house to watch the Bruins game at 8 o'clock.
You used to watch hockey with me, didn't you?
Yeah, you swear too much.
The neighborhood children enjoy it.
Hey, Ma, can we stop off at Friendly's on the way home? I got a wicked craving for a cribble.
Jesus Christ, Heather, you just had 10 pieces of cheese at Hickory Farm.
Ma, you're gonna give me a negative body image, all right? Seriously, 7 out of 10 teenage girls have a negative body image.
Yeah, well, 6 of them girls are right. Got them jeans on yet?
What are you showing my ass to the whole merry-go-round?
Yeah, I'm charging a dog.
Yeah, there ought to be. All right, here.
Oh, Heather, these halter tops are on sale.
Oh, Ma, this sweater's wicked pisser. Oh, my God. Can I get this? I swear to God, I'll wear it.
It's $48.
Yes, so?
So no individual garment should ever cost more than $12. You know.
Are you shitting me? Maybe with $12 I could get a scrunchie.
You better watch your mouth or I'll show you the softer side of Sears so goddamn fast.
I have been working wicked hard at the yarn barn, all right? So I can buy this with my own money, thank you very much.
I thought you were saving that money for glamour shots.
Denise can take my picture with a Polaroid instead.
Oh, my friend. Heather?
Yeah.
Heather, I gotta talk to you about something.
Yeah, what?
I was on my way to work this morning and I saw something very weird. Do you know what it was?
I'm not Dionne Warwick.
I saw you parked in a car making out with a boy.
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
And you had your top off, Heather.
Ah! That was the secluded area.
It was a Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I'm wicked embarrassed.
Oh, you're embarrassed. Here's me trying to get a side order of coleslaw, and there's my daughter in the parking lot putting them on the glass.
Maybe what you fail to understand is that Sully and I are in love, okay?
Well, God bless America. Heather, I just don't want you getting pregnant.
Ma, what is this, a very special blossom?
You know what your problem is, Heather? You're exactly like your father.
Oh, my God, attention shoppers, here comes my personal life, I swear to God.
Listen to me, you look like your father, you talk like you smell like your goddamn father half the time.
The only reason I smell like my father is because you won't let me wear perfume and I gotta wear Old Spice.
Hell, God forbid you just don't wear any perfume, you little hoochie mama. I'm sorry. No, I'm not, Heather. You drive me up a freaking
You
wall.
are wicked pissing me off right now. You know that? Seriously, you're causing serious psychological trauma, right? You're like one of them mothers on Sally Jesse.
God forbid. We are not white trash.
We are damn close.
Come on, we'll leave it. Let's chop, tick-tock. We're out of here.
Oh, my God, Mom, look at these.
That's very sad. Sing me a sad song.
Ma, come on, we didn't get... Ma, come on.
Put it back.
Bye, drop me off at Sully's. I'm gonna go party in the woods behind his house.
Phenomenal.
Will you buy us beer?
I told you that was a one-time thing.
If you haven't got the picture yet, the Second City has never been politically correct. In this 1997 scene called Dirty Doctor, Matt Dwyer is the doctor giving a rather untraditional examination of his patient, played by Tammy Sager.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Miss Smith.
That's okay.
Is this your first time at the Brighton Medical Center?
Yeah, it is.
All right, I have a series of questions I must ask you before we get on with your gynecological exam.
Okay.
All right. Have you had an exam before?
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
And when was that?
About 2 years ago.
Okay, you know you should have an exam at least once a year.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well then do it! Ms. Smith? If that is your real name.
Well, yeah, it's my real name.
There's no need to lie to me. I'm a doctor.
I'm not lying.
Yeah, well, we get all sorts in here. You can imagine if you had some kind of raucous venereal disease why you'd want to lie about
Well, that information would be confidential anyway, right?
Sort of. It says here you're age 19 and you attend the University of Illinois?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, I'm gonna have to test you for genital warts.
Why?
Statistics show that genital warts are rising among our college youth.
Oh, they are?
I wouldn't lie to you.
I didn't see that you would.
All right. Are you sexually active?
A little bit.
How many partners have you had?
Just one.
Are you monogamous?
I've only had one. Yes.
Is your partner monogamous?
I think so.
Yeah, well, we'd all like to think so.
We're in love.
Yeah, well, a guy will say anything after a few drinks.
Buck means it.
Buck? Is Buck in a fraternity?
Yeah, he's a teak.
Then you definitely have genital warts.
Wait a second, we use condoms.
I haven't asked that question yet.
Sorry.
Do you use condoms?
Most of the time.
Oh!
Well, I'm on the pill and...
Have you had sex with a woman?
No.
Would you like to?
Is that even on your questionnaire?
A little bit. All right, Ms. Smith, from the information I have here, you have chlamydia.
You haven't even examined it.
You are a white woman between the ages of 17 and 23 attending college and dating a frat boy. Statistically, you have chlamydia.
Oh my God.
What does your father do for a living?
He's in construction.
And your mother?
She's dead.
And your major?
Park services?
You're pregnant as well.
I just had my period.
That can be deceiving.
I don't see how I can be pregnant.
You're from a blue-collar family raised by a single parent majoring in park services. I don't see how you can't be pregnant. And infesting that innocent child with all kinds of social diseases.
You haven't even run any tests.
Statistics don't lie. Smith. Smith. That derives from the British, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You have any other nationalities floating around in your blood?
I'm Polish, Scottish, and a quarter Mexican.
Oh, sweet Jesus! Your baby's malnourished.
Oh, no!
As Second City's casts became diversified, the resulting mix allowed for some terrific scenes on race relations. In Gourds, David Pompey and Craig Kakowski explore some different views on what it means to be American.
Hey, guy. Hey, guy. I talked to you. We talk, yes?
What?
Hey, guy. You want to buy a gourd?
A gourd? No, thank you.
Come on, guy, a gourd. I carve gourds into famous people. Looks exactly like them. Hey, who is this?
Liza Minnelli.
Yes. No, Al Gore. Okay, fine. You like Liza? It's Liza. Okay, you want to buy Liza gourd, guy?
No, actually, I'm a little preoccupied. I'm just waiting for him to call my case, okay?
Oh, yeah. Court case. What you do, guy?
I don't want to talk about it.
Come on, guy. What you do?
I don't want to talk about
Guy, come on. It's me. What you do?
All right, I'll tell you. I let a friend of mine borrow my car for a while. They drive it around, get a whole bunch of tickets, and don't tell me. So later on, I'm driving. The police pull me over for a DWB, driving while black. And they tell me, not only is my license suspended, but because I didn't go to court, there is a warrant for my arrest. And that's why I'm here.
That's a stupid reason to be in court.
Yeah.
You let them borrow your car? You get sex from this person to borrow your car?
No, it was a friend of mine.
I don't understand.
Why are you here?
I beat the shit out of a guy who wouldn't buy one of my gourds. No, I kid you. No, come on, guy, no.
All right.
Guy, no, serious. Guess.
Oh,
Guess why I'm here.
I don't want to guess.
Come on, guy, guess.
No, I don't want to
Guy,
guess.
come on, it's me, guess.
Okay, you ran a stop sign.
Yes. No, that's true. But I become a citizen today.
Oh, yeah? Well, good luck.
Thank you. After Judge finished with stupid people's crimes, he's swearing new citizens. I get to vote. Hey, who you like, Ryan or Pony?
I'm gonna go with the pony.
Yeah, me too. He's cute, huh?
Yeah, does that little dance. Yeah, I like him.
I passed my test last week. Hey, guy, ask me anything about U.S.
Oh,
Come on, guy. Anything about U.S.?
Okay. Who was the first president?
Guy, come on. Do not insult. Georgie Washington. Cannot lie. Burn in the apple bush. Plastic teeth, right?
I think it was a cherry tree and he had wooden teeth.
Okay, guy. Okay. I ask you something harder, okay?
All right.
Who was 22nd president?
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter. Grover Cleveland. Who was 24th?
I don't know.
Grover Cleveland. You like it so much you go back, huh? And they named Candy Bar after his little girl. Snickers.
I think it's the Baby Ruth.
Oh, no, guy. I passed the test. Snickers Cleveland, okay?
That was on the test?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let me ask you this. Who was Crispus Attucks?
Who? No.
Oh, that wasn't on the test? Oh, okay. Let's see. What started the Montgomery bus boycott? Oh, that wasn't on the test either. Oh, okay. Let's see. Who organized the Million Man March?
They didn't ask. Must not be history, huh?
That's history. That's black history. It's still American history. But they don't teach you that, see? No, they don't even want you to think about that. They want you to think about that same old bullshit. Paul Revere and his horse. Betsy Ross stayed up all night sewing the flag. When you know that bitch had slaves. And the Star-Spangled Banner. Let me tell you something. When I was a kid, my father would take us to the ball games. He would not let us stand up for the Star-Spangled Banner.
God, you kidding me, right?
No, we would never stand. He said that song is a lie. He said it was only written for a certain group of people and it's not us.
Oh, come on, guy. It's a beautiful song.
It's a lie, man.
Guy, rockets red glare.
No.
Bombs in air. Bats in my hair. Come on, guy.
It doesn't say bats in my hair.
Yeah. Second verse.
No, it doesn't say that.
And the bats in my hair.
I heard that song a lot.
Yeah. Francis Key, like bats in my hair. Get up. Come on, bats, no. Hey, guys. You remember when Marvin Gaye sang National Anthem to tune of Sexual Healing?
Yes! It was at an NBA All-Star game.
Yeah.
He put a little soul in it. I thought it was cool. People went nuts after that. I
Hey,
liked
guy.
it.
Marvin Gaye going, huh? You want the bike?
That's the same Liza Minnelli gourd.
Yes. No. Marvin Gaye. Come on, look. He sing the anthem to you. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early
No,
light?
wait. See, first of all, if it was Marvin, it'd have a little more soul in it. See?
Okay.
It'd be like, oh, say, can you see
by the dawn's early light, I need your loving, and when I get that feeling, I get bats in my hair.
It does not say
bats in my hair. Bats in my hair.
Religion has long been one of the favorite topics at the Second City, and no faith has come out completely unscathed. In 1998, the cast created a rather controversial version of the Lord's Prayer. The cast here includes Kevin Dorff, T.J. Jagodowski, Stephanie Weir, Susan Messing, Tammy Sager, and Rich Tallarico.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And one more thing. Help us eliminate homosexuality from the human race in a way that won't make us look mean. Grant the women of our faith the serenity to accept the fact that they will never be priests. Never, never in a million years. Could you make every woman who is pro-choice barren? Kind of a nip-it-in-the-bud thing. Get our priests to stop fondling children. Or at least, get the children to quit talking about it. Could you move Hanukkah to another month? So the cross and Christmas trees don't have to share space with the Star of David and that candle thingy. Amen.
As we sat back in the audience for Second City's 40th anniversary review, a lot of memories came back. Many of my fellow alumni were full of stories of the past and how important the Second City had been to both our lives and careers. However, watching this new troupe of actors on opening night, we were also given a glimpse into the future, as yet another generation was making their stamp on the world of comedy. One scene from that show already feels like a classic. It's called Sports, and it features Kevin Dorff and Ed Furman.
Stunning come-from-behind victory. Kevin, over here. We got wide receiver Kevin Simmons. Kevin, you came out of your slump in a big way today. 3 key receptions in the second half, including that one in the final minute for a touchdown. How do you account for this great turnaround?
Well, it was a great team effort all around. You really got to hand it to the guys. They never gave up. And I'd like to also take this opportunity to thank the Lord for being such a strong influence in our lives and for helping us out today and for being there for us.
Now you're coming off 2 tough losses at home. You personally went 3 games with 0 receptions. Tell me, during this dark time, why did God abandon you?
Well, I think that God has a plan. It's not always easy to understand that. His perfect wisdom eludes our comprehension. But hopefully, if today's any indication, we can stay winning and remain within His grace and protection until the playoffs.
Speaking of playoffs, your victory today eliminates any playoff hope for Kansas City. The team has struggled all year. They've been plagued with serious injuries. Kevin, why does God hate the Kansas City Chiefs?
Well, perhaps the Kansas City Chiefs are evil. And God has chosen to smite them. For He is an angry and righteous God. But I also believe that God is all forgiving, so I sincerely believe there's always hope for redemption, especially in this conference.
Now, you've been doing a lot of work with disabled children lately and getting a lot of publicity for it. Tell me, do you really think it's wise to be fraternizing with children God saw fit to punish so severely?
Oh, I don't see it that way at all, Tim. I really enjoy working with the kids in the off-season and during the regular schedule. I think it's good for the community. We learn a lot from each other. I tell them what it's like being a big league football player, and they read to me.
Very good. Now, Kevin, we know football's an extremely aggressive game, and Christianity preaches meekness. Don't you think you'd be better off serving a God who was more warlike in nature, such as Odin or the African deity Ogun?
Could you repeat the question?
As we bid you goodnight with one final song, we certainly are not closing the book on the Second City. With theaters in Chicago, Toronto, and Detroit, training centers in New York and Los Angeles, and touring troupes that play all over the world, the Second City is as fresh and youthful as the day it opened. It is a comedy empire, a theater that has made a tradition of being untraditional, a home away from a home for thousands of young comic performers. The assembled voices you hear in the background include just a handful of alumni who got their start at Second City, including Ed Asner, Richard Kind, Betty Thomas, Mary Gross, David Steinberg, Shelley Berman, and more. I'm there too. One of the few singing on key, I assure you. Second City was the most important thing to happen to me in my young career. When looking back at the Second City, I can't help but ask the question, who knew that history could be so funny? This is Robert Klein.